Happy Wednesday. I think that frequency response graphs are slowly, methodically killing this hobby, turning it into a massive, giant same face filled with people who have come up and have no idea how to think for themselves. So they let reviewers who they barely know, if at all, don't know their libraries, decide for them. Look at frequency response graphs that they don't fully understand, interpret it, give an opinion, and then they believe that and walk away from a potential purchase that might perfectly fit them, because somebody they have no idea is reading a graph of very questionable accuracy because of the microphone's calibration, because of unit variation in the hobby. Both of those things put together make the value of a graph very, very questionable. At best, it's giving you a great indication of tonality, and sometimes it doesn't even do that. You know the deal. Comment below. Got to be a subscriber, both channels. That's the last of the 6 that I have. I'm going to give you 3 examples, and then I'm going to do another video down the road. I'm going to do a series. This is such a big issue, and nobody seems to be touching it. I'm not really sure why. I don't script myself, obviously, so I maybe discover this as I start to speak out loud, because I've got 3 examples for you. The first example is this right here. I want to show you what we're talking about right here. That's a 10 millimeter transducer. That's a ear tip right there. That's how big that driver is in the 2 sets that I'm talking about now, and a few of them today. It's very, very, very small. Both of these sets that you're looking at on the left and right contain a driver of that size. And this is $50, and this is $500. It is 10 times more expensive on the right than it is the left. Let's take a look at the frequency graph real quick. Which one do you think has more bass? You don't have to think, right? You just look at the graph. The graph will tell you. Of course, it's the blue one. The blue looks like it has more bass, so it must sound like it has more bass. You'd be wrong. You'd be actually wrong. The EPC G10 sounds like it has more impact and force. Let me be specific with you. The kick drum, Led Zeppelin's 4th album. John Bonham, iconic intro. Sounds more present and authoritative on the graph that looks like it has less bass. Days of Confused, an iconic bass guitar intro. Dun, 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 dun. Sounds like it's got more energy and life and snap on the green than it does on the blue. Anybody that's heard both of these sets will agree with this. And I have more data. I have more case studies. This is just number 1. But there's 2 things I want to talk about here. One is the set that you think would be more bassy would be the easy get from this. Let me check real quick. Okay, yeah, I'll grab that one. Forget about one's $500. Now let's get away from the fact that the one that has more bass is the one that looks like it has less bass. And they have the same type of driver, or the same size of driver. 10 millimeter dynamic driver. It's related to the venting and the airflow of the tim sock is why it has less impact, force, snap on 4 and 5 string bass guitars. That's another video. I'm just saying that the bass on the EPC sounds more present. Now, let's look at the rest of it. Let's look at 500 all the way up to 12.5. They're virtually identical. That would be left-right channel matching. Would be pretty close if it was the same set. 500 hertz to 12.5. All of the harmonic overtone regions is covered, and a majority of the fundamentals. A majority of the replay, sans the rhythm section, is being covered in the same way by both of these. Which one do you think would be the audiophile tuned? The one that would be less inflicting bass energy through mid-bass to the rest of the replay. It would obviously be the green one. If you didn't know which one was more expensive, you might probably assume, based on opinions and the way that the hobby works in multiple forums and platforms all across the internet, you would think that the more audiophile-friendly audiophile would be the green one, because it's got less mid-bass, and because mid-bass is directly related to your perception of the mids and everything that follows it. So less mid-bass is probably a good thing if we're talking about audiophile. I don't agree with that, but a lot of people think that. So it would be the green one that a lot of people would say. That's probably the audiophile set. No, it's the tim sock. It's the blue one. So you'd be wrong twice. You'd pick the wrong set if you thought that was the bassy set, and if you were looking at the green and thought that's probably more audiophile tuning out of the 2, you'd be wrong again, because the tim sock actually technically sounds like it resolves better, even though it's got more bass, because it doesn't sound like it has more bass. That's That's one example. I have 3. Let's take a look at one more. Actually, we got 2 more. B-Lawn Mini and B-Lawn 03. B-Lawn 03 is a set a lot of people are familiar with. The complaint was, besides the garbage cable and the ghetto fit, the non-human-like fit and contortion that you needed to do to get that thing in your ear, people said it had just a little bit too much mid-bass. I think that's crazy, but I could get, because of mid-bass does impact everything that follows it. If there's too much of it and the driver isn't of good enough quality, it will destroy, to some extent, the mids. So you look at the green one and you think, holy crap, that goes all the way to the ear gain. That must be much more bassy. No. The 03 is much more bassy. Because the driver in the Mini is 6 millimeters, which is almost half the size of that. It's literally the size of an eraser on a number 2 pencil. So that's wrong. Let me give you one more. Campfire Audio Trifecta. I got Crin's target up there. So let's use his target. I could put mine up, but let's go with his. That's got a lot of bass. It goes all the way up to 300. That's a bassy set. That's got a lot of bass. It's dipping in the mids, where the fundamentals of the vocals are. That must sound kind of odd. It's followed by an abrupt ear gain compensation. Very steep, very sudden. Followed by a crevasse and another peak, and then another crevasse, and then another substantial peak in an area that seems to be very sensitive to a lot of people. And then another dip, and then another peak. This must be total crap. Nobody would pay $3,000 for this set. Right? Bang. Don't even comment in the comment section and talk about certain stuff. We behave differently here. Respect your fellow hobbyist. This set got 15 votes. 15 people, probably, this is just on HeadFi, think that tuning that you just looked at that looks bassy, scooped in the mids, and all kinds of wonky in the treble, for $3,000, 15 people voted as being the best. Basically Summit Fi set. I think it's like $3,500. It's got more votes than the Amber Pearl and the RN6 and the CP622B, which I can't believe, but it's all about my library, my personal taste. So either 15 people right in front of you are absolutely full of crap, captured by some person's, whatever your imagination is, that there's a bunch of zombies going on and don't know how to spend the money. I got to tell you that there's 2 people that voted for this set, and I know who they are. And one of them is kind of in the business. They know how to get around a music studio, a production mixing deck. They know how to use it. They know how vocals are supposed to sound. They know how a 4 and 5 string bass guitar is supposed to sound. They know all of that stuff, more than most people in the hobby, and they love this set. What the fuck is going on? That can't be possible. Because that looks like shit, doesn't it? Says who? Says the hobby over the past 5 years, slowly, methodically, constantly. That's bassy. That's got a scoop. That's got an abrupt ear gain. Look at those dips. They did the same shit to the Storm. When the Storm graph dropped, some people were like, oh, wow. That looks like kind of a hacksaw. That's going to be kind of interesting how that takes care of the upper mids and treble. It's a fucking fantastic set. But people's first instinct was to look at the graph and to judge it before they ever heard it. Before they ever heard of anyone who had ever heard it. They were judging it already because of frequency graph. I'm telling you that frequency graphs don't tell you much of shit except tonality. You can see usually if a set is bassy and is going to maybe be dark because it lacks some extension and it's got bass. But I just showed you examples where that's not even the case because you're picking the wrong set when you're looking at the bass elevation. I'm going to do this one more time before we leave. It's the autism. Excuse me. The bassy set is not the one that graphs with more bass or the one that's got more force. Kick drum, when the levy breaks, bass guitar. What was the track that I cited originally? Dazed and Confused, John Paul Jones. Those two tracks that should be easily for you to find, and you don't need a high-res version of it, will sound like it's got more bass on the green one. The graph would tell you otherwise. The graph is wrong. Which one is more audiophile friendly? Of course, the one with the less mid bass. Look at that blue one. That's over HBB's target. He's the bass head in the hobby. No, it's not that bassy. It's got ventilation. It's got some venting in the back. The driver lacks impact. It doesn't have snap-on bass guitars. It's highly resolving. So if you wanted to pick it for bass, you'd be wrong. And if you wanted to pick it because you wanted the set that you think is more audiophile and got higher res because it's got less mid bass, you'd be wrong again, because actually the Timsock sounds better than the EPZ. You would hope for 10 times the price, but it's actually the truth. It sounds better than the EPZ. The Belon Mini. It's a mini driver. It needs that bump to sound like it has any bass. It does not sound like more than a Belon 03. Anybody that bought it because they thought they were getting a bass headset was sadly and sorely disappointed. That's a compensation boost. It doesn't even sound like bass. It's got a driver the size of an eraser on a number 2 pencil. This graph doesn't tell you what you think it tells you. And again, finally, Campfire Trifecta. So fucked up in so many ways, it's hard to pick one. So let's just look at it all. The bass looks like it's got too much. The mids look like they're scooped out. The treble there's 3 or 4 different things going on there that look like they wouldn't be ideal. Yet somebody who is in the music reproduction industry loves this set and voted for it. Is he stupid? He's definitely not stupid. How about his hearing? I don't want to tip out who he is, but I'm sure he's probably very similar to you. Plus he's got a trained ear. He thinks that sounds awesome. I disagree with him, but he thinks it, and I respect him. So you think that looks like a joke? A lot of people disagree with you. They think that you hugging on a graph and trusting people because all that they're talking about is graphs, you're kind of the joke. You've been captured by this whole game and you don't know how to think for yourself. That's going to be the end of part 1 for this video. Stop leaning on graphs too much, because sometimes not only are they not giving you enough information, they're actually wrong. They're flat out wrong. The set that looks like it has more bass doesn't have more bass. The set that looks like it would be putting vocals more forward and in your face doesn't do that. I'll do that in the next video. Wrong, wrong, and wrong. I'm not going to get into stuff that is kind of opinionish, like other person would hear different. I'm only going to use examples where other people have stated the same thing because it's obvious. The Trifecta is loved by many people and they have trained ears. They're musicians. I know a producer. Loves that. Loves it. Doesn't give a fuck what you think about graphs. The Belon Mini doesn't sound like it has any bass. The Timsock looks like a bassy set. It's bigger than my target. It's not really a bassy set at all. And those are 3 examples. Learn to think for yourself. Graphs are kind of killing the hobby. And graphs are only graphs. So the graphs aren't killing the hobby. It's the people that lean on them and believe that it's the Rosetta Stone of everything that are actually killing the hobby. You give them the power. Stop. Ask for music. Ask for instruments. Ask for specifics. If you don't ask, then you don't get. The only stupid question is what? The one that you don't ask. So it's kind of on you. If you make a bad purchase, you're watching the wrong people. Widen your horizon a little bit. Open your eyes. Take off the blinders. Stop looking at graphs in the way that you're looking at them and compare it to Crin's target, my target, anybody's target. That's just a rough guide for what's generally thought to be pretty good. There's no more weight to it than that. That's it for part 1. And I'm out.